As a PC enthusiast, there's two types of days I typically have. The first of which is when I'm like, I'm happy with all my hardware specs. I like where my computers are at, how they're performing. Sure, there's always room for improvement, but overall they're doing a great job and I'm complacent with where I'm at. And the second type of day I have is when I'm like, F all this shit. Why is everything slow? Everything sucks. I need some upgrades. I want to replace every freaking computer in this place. I want more frame rates, more resolution. I want the best gaming experience known to man. And today, the type of day I'm having is the latter. So I'm going to be building the most overkill redonkadonk home theater PC that I have ever put together. And you're gonna sit there and watch me screw until I finish. Anyway, stick around. It's gonna be an awesome build. This thing is absolutely loaded with power and it cost me a lot of money, which is why this video is sponsored by Karma.
Karma is a free app and Chrome extension that scans the web to save you money on thousands of products, notify you of price drops, find coupon codes, and much more. I shop online a lot. Until this day, I'm still surprised by how many good tech deals Karma's found for me there. In fact, a couple weeks ago, Karma let me know that an SSD I've been wanting to buy dropped in price by nearly 20%, letting me pull the trigger at the perfect time to save the most money. If you go to Karma's website or the Chrome Web Store, you can install the Karma plugin in a pinch and start using it virtually everywhere since Karma literally has thousands of retail partners. Get notifications via email or mobile push when an item you save comes back in stock, goes on sale, or has an active coupon code. If you're looking at a product, just click the Karma icon on the side of the page and choose what notifications you want enabled for that item. You can also create custom lists to keep your wish list items organized for easier tracking. This way you're automatically notified if something goes on sale or drops in price. Another thing Karma can do is scan your cart for any active coupon codes and apply them for you at checkout. This is actually a computer-specific feature, so I highly recommend the Chrome plugin. On top of that, when you shop from select retail partners, Karma gives cash back to you and to a good cause. If you want to start saving the most money possible on the products you love, click the link in the description below and start using Karma for free today.
My old HTPC isn't even that bad. AMD Ryzen 7 3700X, 32 gigs of RAM, RTX 3070 Founders Edition. This thing kicks ass. Although, for the last year and a half, it's been connected to my 77-inch LG OLED C9 TV, which is 4K 120 Hertz. Do you think this thing's pumping out 4K 120 frames per second in every game possible? No, it sucks. That's why we're gonna full send on the new HTPC. Intel Core i9-12900K CPU, Asus ROG Strix Z690i gaming Wi-Fi, which has dual Thunderbolt 4, I thought was pretty cool. We also have an RTX 3090 from MSI, the Gaming X Trio, 32 gigs of Corsair Vengeance DDR5 memory, an EVGA Supernova 850GM SFX power supply, Corsair iQ H100i RGB Pro XT, which will be replacing the fans with the Fantex T3120 fans, a 2TB Samsung 970 EVO Plus NVMe PCIe Gen 4 M.2 SSD, and that'll all be housed inside of the new Fantex Evolve Shift XT. Now I know what you guys are thinking. I know what you guys are thinking. Kyle, why didn't you get an RTX 3090 Ti? If you want to really go overkill, why don't you get a 3090 Ti? Well, let me tell you why. I really wanted to use this case, the Shift XT. Been wanting to use this case for a long time. I knew this was going to be my new HTPC chassis for a long time now, but it only accommodates 3-slot cards, which is actually pretty impressive considering the size of this thing, but it's only 3-slot. And right now, as far as I know, all of the RTX 3090 Ti's are over 3 slots large because they are freaking massive cards. Actually, Paul reminded me of this because he currently has 2 3090 Ti's that he was sent from other vendors. I currently have no 3090 Ti, so I didn't have that visual reminder. Yes, it's not the first time I've been jealous of Paul's hardware. If you've never seen it, it's quite impressive. So with that being said, let's build this PC and then we're gonna bring it home and then we're gonna connect the PC to the TV and see what it can do. Oh, maybe we'll actually test it again. Let's test it against this thing. We'll do some A/B comparison. Obviously it's gonna blow out of the water, but I wanna see it. I wanna see them gains. All right, let's go. Okay, hold the phone. I need to update you guys because something happened. So I was getting ready to install the AIO, right? Our Corsair H100i. And I realized that this does not include an LGA 1700 bracket. It doesn't support it. It doesn't support LGA 1700. As of the filming of this video, it does not support LGA 1700 out of the box. When I bought this on Amazon, I was looking at the product page and I caught a glimpse that said LGA 1700 support. What I didn't catch were the words right after that said, with a bracket sold separately.
is why you fail.
I do not have that bracket, so I cannot use this cooler. In fact, the only cooler that I have with me that supports LGA 1700 out of the box is the Arctic Liquid Freezer 2, 240mm AIO. And at first I thought it wasn't gonna work. You know why? You know why? Because in the manual, in the Fantex manual, it says that the maximum supported thickness for radiator and fans is 60mm. If you see right here, it is just over 60mm. So I was bricks because there's not a Micro Center within an hour from me. I know that's a lot closer than a lot of you guys, but still, 2-hour round trip just to pick up a cooler. There's a Best Buy around me. There's actually several Best Buys around me. None of them had any coolers that supported LGA 1700 out of the box. I thought I was gonna have to postpone this video, tell the sponsor, sorry, I gotta delay things. But lo and behold, the cooler fits just barely. Take a look at this clearance. Okay, I have the top panel on. Now look at the gap in between the top panel and the radiator. That's right, there is none. They're literally touching each other, which means if this cooler was 1 or 2mm thicker than it is, this cooler would not have fit. And the only thing I'd be cooling our CPU with today are my sad man-child tears. Fortunately, that's not the case, pun intended. Thank you, Arctic, for saving my ass. Now let's move on before I have an aneurysm. Okay, the build's done, but there's a problem. It's not working. It turns on just fine. See, it's turning on, fans are spinning, it's going good. Everything looks fine at first, and then after about 30 seconds to a minute, it just shuts off. No video signal, no nothing. I know there's no DisplayPort cable plugged in right now, but even when there is, no video signal whatsoever. Let's see if it turns off here. Maybe just because I'm filming, it'll start working. Let's see if we can trick it. Nope, did you hear that click? It just shut off. I cleared the CMOS, I updated the BIOS, I checked all the connections.
A few moments later.
All right, some troubleshooting later, I have solved the issue, ladies and gentlemen. The problem has been fixed, and the problem was me. So after some fishing around, I decided to remove the pump block just to make sure that the CPU was mounted correctly. And this is what I saw. Yes, as Paul said after I sent him a picture of this, I might have a mounting pressure issue. Apparently, I installed the mounting brackets improperly. Instead of mounting them this way, this is the correct position now, I just switched it, I had these flipped. I flipped it like that, which is apparently the AM4 mounting solution, not the LGA 1700 one. So, you know, this all just goes to say, read the manual, kids. And obviously this perfectly explains why the system kept shutting down after a short while, because the CPU was literally overheating. So to protect itself from any catastrophic damage, the system would power down on its own as a failsafe, and fortunately, no such damage has occurred. Or at least I hope. The system is still not working. This isn't good. So it stopped shutting down, it's just staying powered on, that's good. But there's no video signal. No video signal, where is it? So there's a couple things I can still try. We can swap out the GPU again. We can try the integrated graphics, see if that works. Try different memory. And if everything else fails, maybe I killed the CPU. I figured it out. I finally figured it out. You guys are gonna die. So, DIMM slot number 1 on this board is bad.
Oh no!
And if it's populated, it will not post. And I should have figured this out a long time ago, but when I was troubleshooting memory initially, I didn't test both DIMM slots. I was only populating the first DIMM slot, swapping out different sticks in that slot only. This is a rookie mistake. This is a rookie mistake. I know better. I know to test all the DIMM slots to see if any of them are bad. It's one of the first troubleshooting steps I tell my friends anytime they have an issue with their PC. Test all the DIMM slots, test all the memory sticks, but this time around, for whatever reason, I failed to listen to my own advice, and it cost me hours of troubleshooting and a lot of headache. So this is a lesson to be learned. For me, as well as all of you. I'm sure a lot of you already know that and bear that in mind whenever you're building a system or having issues. But I guess I needed a really hard reminder. I was just so caught up in focusing on the sticks themselves that I just forgot to test the individual slots. The only way I figured this out, of course, was by putting one of the sticks in the second slot only. I wasn't even trying to test the DIMM slots in that case. I was really just trying to give myself a bit more clearance when installing the CPU cooler, and then it posted perfectly. Then I put the second stick in, so both DIMM slots were populated, no post. Then I took one of the sticks and then put it in the first slot again, no post once again. And then I put like 3 different sticks in the second slot and it's posted every time. Bad slot, bad Kyle and bad slot. I initially finished this build at 8 p.m. It is now 2 in the morning. And look at the disaster that I've made in the process of just trying to get this PC up and running. I guess I'll just put it back together. I mean, obviously I have to swap this board out. I have to RMA this. I have to get a new board, which obviously isn't gonna happen by today, but I need to get this video done by today. It's already 2 a.m. though. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the system back together, only leave the second DIMM slot populated with one of these sticks, and if that boots, I'm gonna leave the video there because there's just no way I can get home, run all the benchmarks on both systems, mind you. To do proper testing on this, I'm gonna need at least 5 or 6 more hours. And A, I really don't wanna be up till 8 in the morning shooting this video, and B, I don't really have that option because I have to be at my parents' early in the morning tomorrow. I know this is all getting personal and sounds like excuses, but I really have a ridiculously jam-packed day tomorrow with my family, and this video, I'm just not gonna finish it. I'm just not gonna, this is one of those videos. I'm sorry this video didn't turn out the way I hoped. It really took the wind out of my sails. I started off super pumped, and then now I feel defeated. Even though I fixed the problem, I wasted so much time trying to solve the issue that this isn't the video I wanted it to be for you guys. And I'm sorry that I'm gonna have to continue on the benchmarks in a part 2 follow-up.
You're a loser.
So I guess the last thing we can do for this video is, again, put the system back together again, and see if it boots. God, I hope it posts and just works. That'll be a good enough ending for me, I guess. So let's give it a shot.